Hey guys, welcome to Test This Tech. And I wanted to do a video kind of talking about the Steam Deck and kind of its genius and how it somehow has created hardware, incorporated within their software to pretty much take us back to like the early 2000s where you just needed that device that plays a multitude of things, whether it's a part of their platform or if it's to do with retro or handhelds. It's just kind of a Swiss Army knife still from a tech perspective and just from a gameplay perspective. And the fact that the Steam Deck is like 3 years old by now, it's kind of insane. And also too, as I mentioned in my last video, the RG557, I do have it. I was saying that I was going to order it, or I ordered it. So it did arrive. I've been messing here with this. I'll do a separate video on this as far as for my impressions on the 557, given that I said that, it is a good value. My friend L Summers, I was talking to him about the 557. He was like, why don't you just get a Steam Deck, bro? He threw me, he got me with the Steam, just get a Steam Deck, bro. And part of it is because of this guy, the ROG Ally. Obviously this is a Windows x86 device, but I just couldn't justify getting a Steam Deck when I already have an x86 handheld. Obviously, it's not going to be as smooth and consistent as a Steam Deck, which I understand. There's just a few things that I do like about the ROG Ally that has kind of slowed down my interest of considering a Steam Deck. But the reason why I got the 556 versus, just playing this, since I've been talking about this so much, is that I do like the Android platform, and I do like that I can do multiple things with the RG 557. But talking about the Steam Deck here, there's a genius, I think, that Gabe Newell and his team has really accomplished. Me being a gamer, working at GameStop even, and being able to have this experience of having a console 3 or 4 years and, being able to, play what you want to play, and to have a PC or x86 experience, PC experience, similar to that, especially with all these issues that are going on right now. I feel like there's so many issues going on right now when it comes to developers being able to make games that are truly optimized for the systems that they supposedly are supposed to run at. Obviously Borderlands 4 is a big conversation right now when it comes to just how bad that game runs. It has overwhelmingly negative views on Steam, because of that. People have $5,000 rigs and they're getting 70 frames per second, and they're getting shader skipping. They're getting all types of stuff. So, and then also, talking about the Metal Gear Solid Delta, another game. You got a huge rig, expensive rig. You want to run that sucker to the ground as far as for the power, 60 frames per second locked in. So there's just a weird, crazy thing going on when it comes to having this expensive hardware to try to play these games. And it's just, when it comes to the creation of how these games are made, and it's just, I don't know, it's just very different. And I feel like there is a validity to considering a Steam Deck when you can, especially within a small screen, right? Within that particular screen, I know it is I want to say it's a 90 hertz for the Steam Deck. But it being able to support what you need within that, within that device, and it being Steam Deck compatible, they do really good jobs with updates and things of that nature. And just for that device to be around for so long, to be able to keep saying, just get a Steam Deck, I just think it's really fascinating. Part of me wants to wait until they make another Steam Deck, because I know they will make another one. Of course, this isn't doing this. The Steam Deck isn't doing like Switch numbers, right? Switch 2 numbers. But it is very successful. I think within its own right, I believe it is very successful. Within their margins, at least I hope it is. It's not like a situation where it's not successful, but I'm pretty sure it is. But I'm really curious to see what they cook up for the next one, because if they're able to have an x86 handheld to be so popular and to be within the confines of just get a Steam Deck, I'm really curious to see what they're going to do for you know, the second one. So just wanted to share my thoughts on that. Again, test this tech. I'll catch you guys next video. Thanks a lot.